Welcome back to Sandra Sells and Tells, where we talk real estate, real people, and smart strategies that help listings and businesses stand out. Today's episode is all about first impressions because in today's market, visuals matter more than ever. I'm joined by Mike Tolman, owner of Dragonfly Media, a company known for incredible aerial and drone video that truly tells a story. We're talking about how aerial footage elevates marketing when it adds real value and why professional video can completely change how a property is perceived. And not just properties, but what's going on in your area. But welcome, Mike. Thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about it. So tell me how Dragonfly Media got started.
All right. Short answer is I was a hobbyist for a while. So had, low-end drone, threw it up and was like, wow, this is really cool. And over time it progressed to working with some companies on some side work. And then I realized, wow, this is an opportunity. There's not many doing this work in the area. And so I went full scale with it.
I love it. So what made you focus on the aerial storytelling?
It was something that drew me, first of all, because it's beautiful, right? So
true. No. You get a bird's eye view, as they say.
Right. That's what most people, their first encounter with drone footage is like, wow, that's a nice ocean. I'd like to be there. And I'm no different. I was like, wow, this is awesome. But the more involved I got with it, the more expansive I found it to be. You can really tell a larger story, get a better idea of what's going on in a neighborhood, in a business, in an area with the drones, especially what they're capable of now. So
awesome. So when does aerial video really add value versus just cool footage, right?
I think it adds the most value. If we're talking about real estate, we might as well kind of center around there.
Yeah. Real estate or even just local businesses in town, I'm good with.
Yeah, so. Okay. It provides a fuller picture. You get a greater idea of how to connect with that business. If you're a standalone business, brick and mortar, what does that look like to a customer, coming and going, trucks pulling in, deliveries happening? All of these businesses involve so many more aspects than just meets the eye. Yeah, you go there for a coffee, but how did that happen? You go to play a round of golf, but what goes into that? Well, there's mowers and there's green space and there's tree trimming and there's events and bars and all of that. You can get that full scope of what's going on in that business through the aerial footage. And it's more than just beautiful, it's informative,
I love that, informative. And that's the purpose of why I'm interviewing you, to let people know exactly what it is that you do and how it can elevate their business, not just real estate or my listings or what I want to showcase or help people know about, but what would you say is something that people don't realize about professional drone work? Because there's a difference.
Yeah. No, I'd say it's endless, really, what people don't know. Because really, drone work is kind of a baby in all of this marketing industry. And it's become very popular for a good reason. But then it becomes saturated, and then it becomes, a lot of people just trying it out versus professionalism. And if you have a professional drone operator, they're licensed. It's, rigorous testing and exams to get to the point.
So you did that. You have the license.
Yeah.
You took the exams.
Yeah. Through the FAA, you get licensed. One of the harder tests I've taken in my life, which, not to put my intellectually in any space, but so there's a lot that goes into it to be a professional operator. And then I would say something fairly commonplace that people maybe not consider is the weather plays a huge role in it. If it's too windy, you're not going out there. If it's cold, the drone, it affects the equipment, how it operates. If it's an overcast day, if it's winter, spring, summer, fall, all of these things play into the type of footage you're getting and how it comes across.
All right, good stuff. Most things that people really don't even think about and like what's going into that. So what would you say makes a great aerial video versus a forgettable one? Probably a wide range there, but.
Yeah. I think mostly is that a good aerial video, you feel it. It's inspiring by the story that it tells in a way that no other piece of media could tell that story. If you're taking a home, for example, and you're trying to showcase a home, you can get footage of what it feels like coming up that driveway into that home where you'd be parking your car if you purchased that home, with
I love that.
kids inside. And so it provides a unique perspective on something and gives you the full picture of it.
I'm like storytelling. That's kind of my next question was going to be like how does it highlight for real estate related, say, like how does it highlight a home, and you just kind of answer that, right? It's like, what is it like pulling up to the driveway or walking up to the door? What's in the backyard? Is there a pool? Is there an entertainment area? Is there a nice play space for kids? So,
right.
Would you say, is there, in your opinion, what features do aerials highlight best? Water, land, or privacy, or location? I know there's like 4 good ones there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say generally it highlights the neighborhood best.
Okay.
Every neighborhood, every house has a different feel to it, right? You can be a beach community, but that doesn't mean that you're on the beach side of the street, right? You could belong to a beach association and have to cross a highway or something.
This is true.
You could...
Got some of those down in Manomet area.
Oh, right. Yeah, for sure. Near where I live. And that's just one example. There's a million other examples. How close? How private is it? Like, are there trees around so you're not going to see your neighbors? Are you next to a, heavy metal rock grunge band studio or something, you pull back and you see everything that the neighborhood has to offer.
I like that. Is aerial video only for luxury videos, or does it work at all price points?
I think it works at all price points. It's no different really than any other service when you think about in terms of real estate or just business in general. There's levels to every service, and each level and each home, each property has the ability to be seen in a different light.
I agree with you on that. And just from my point of view, too, people have asked me that, like when I take a listing, like, well, this is only a mobile home. Are you just going to do photos with your phone? And it's like, no, I am not. I still treat it just like my $2 million listing. It's professional photos all the time. And if any house that I have is near a body of water, we got to do aerial footage, or even near downtown. Like if there's something so close to that, you want to showcase that. You want to, make it, this is what you'd be coming home to. This is what you're near. I can tell you that you're near that, but people that don't know the area have no idea. Yeah. So that's why I love aerial.
Yeah. And it's true. Like what you were saying about, mobile home versus anything else. It's like you're in the business of connecting with people. This is still someone's mobile home they're selling. This is still the home that, some couple worked and saved pennies for to move into. It deserves that respect. So
I love that you said that, because that's how I feel, right? Home is where you hang your hat. It doesn't have a price point on that, and it's just as important to them as it is to the next person that's going to be buying it.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to showcase it well. All right. So what kind of return do clients usually see from aerial video? Do you know that? That's kind of like a broad range. So can you speak on that at all?
I mean, I would say it's somewhat intangible, I guess, but the draw that a drone video has for a client, whether it's a small business or a realtor or something, is the ability to draw the customer in, draw the potential customer, the client, whatever it is, to say, I want to see more of that. And in terms of a home listing, that absolutely is like a one-to-one value. You know, people are looking through so many files and photos with Zillow and everything else. You know, they think that they are the realtor, and that's not the case. And if they just looked at 50 homes today, right, and there's one that sticks out because they saw a beautiful view, and they don't have to think about, was that the red house on blah, blah, blah?
Right.
They know, I loved seeing that one, and then they go see it. Well, that's a result right there.
Yeah, that's an excellent way to say that, because people do, you know, everything is online, right? I say that all the time, like 80% of people are looking online. 80% of people do not have vision. So, you know, they come in your house and they're going to see your stuff. They don't imagine it there. So if they can see the other pieces that really bring that together, it's going to get them in the door or find them a new home. So what are some rules or regulations that people should know about drone footage?
Well, I would say this is exactly where it's important to have a licensed operator, an insured operator. They are licensed through the FAA, and so all of that information and material they're subject to, you know, where planes are flying, overhead guy wires, elevations, how close to buildings, how high above the sea level you can go. There are a million regulations, like anything in Massachusetts and, you know, the country at large. So,
a licensed and insured drone operator will know all of these.
Correct.
And do it the proper way.
Correct, yes.
Don't get the amateur. Get the one that's licensed, insured, and knows what they're doing.
Yeah,
Went through that terrible hard test you had to take.
You don't want a drone flying through someone's window on a new listing or something.
Not at all. Just, I know what you say about hard tests, because the real estate test that I took eons ago, like 23 years ago, it was really hard. I studied for that because I hate failing.
Yeah.
So, and it was harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I took that real estate exam as well. And when you're doing it, right, or at least for me, I won't speak for you, I'm like, come on, give me a break. Yeah.
I know.
But when you finally get through it, you're like, well, I'm glad that I have that wealth of knowledge because it's like anything else, it's so intricate. Every industry, every business, everything that's going on, there's so much more involvement than...
There is. Some people think it's going to be easy. A lot of people will be like, oh, it's easy to sell real estate. Let me take it. But it's not. There's just so much, you know. And I... kudos to the agents out there that remember exactly certain things or square footage of of an acre, or whatever, you know, the little fun things that you remember. And I'm like, all right, I've been doing this 23 years. There's just some things that stand out that you'll never forget, you know, but...
and some things you can never remember for the life of you.
I know that. Very good. So what are some of the risks that do-it-yourself drone videos create?
Well, as we've been talking about the regulations, you know, so there's no-fly zones, places you're not supposed to go. There's regulations for everything, whether you're flying over a street, you know, some of the things on the test that were kind of funny were like, if you're going to be flying this drone from a moving car, and I'm like, wow.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, one day I'll be in that, that action sequence level. But there's so many rules and regulations. Obviously, you don't want to violate those. And then beyond that, the reality is personal safety and property safety. You know, you don't want anything to happen to your home, to people viewing your home, to your business. You know,
right?
I went in for a coffee and I got a concussion from a falling drone. So, you know, we don't want that type of stuff. But in unregulated, unlicensed drone operators, not to say that there's not great ones out there and people doing really conscientious work. Yeah. But they're not going to have that background like we just discussed of going through the whole process.
That's true. And so many little things that are so important with that. How has drone technology changed the way that things are marketed? Businesses, homes?
Well, I'll reference before when I said in the whole scope of things, it's still a baby in this marketing world, but it has certainly changed the ability on a ton of different fronts. Just visually, obviously, what the drones are able to provide is next level. Service-wise, you know, if you're constructing a building, a large building, to be able to showcase progress, potential pitfalls in the area. If you're a real estate agent and you're showing a property and there's any acreage, to be able to get the full scope of it. So I think just with what's kind of currently available, the viewpoint is massive compared to what it was. And then you have all the, various technological advances, cameras, heat seeking, thermal, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's evolving, daily.
Keeps going daily. What trends are you seeing in aerial video right now?
I'll just speak to myself and pretend like I'm a trendsetter, but
okay. I like it.
I like utilizing the drone not as this thing you throw up 10,000 feet into the air and say, wow, this is really cool. Look at this scene that, anyone can get who knows the controls. If you think of the drone as a different camera, each level gives you a different vantage point, allows you to showcase whatever you're showcasing, the small business, the property, on a different level from somewhere that you haven't seen before, to give an angle, to look out from a roof deck on a bar or patio or something in a different vantage point. So the trend that I really like and am trying to be more incorporative of is utilizing at different heights and levels as a camera and a tool, not just something that goes, 5,000 feet in the air.
Yeah, that's really cool, though, to take it from that and just see it from different angles. I mean, I've seen some of your work, and it really is cool. You've done things from, beach, Long Beach, other places around Plymouth. I think, did you do the waterfront festival that the Plymouth Area Chamber had in the summer?
Yeah, we've been doing the waterfront festival for, a couple of years now. And it's awesome. Like, you think it's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
But it gives you the full scope. And then, you think about all of the work that the town puts into, that each vendor puts into.
Yeah.
There's no way to showcase that except for the full picture.
Yeah.
And then you see thousands of people flooding in. And that's a great...
Like you said, storytelling, because, I've gone to that for years. Mm-hmm. And for the last, 5 or 6 years, I've helped with the setup in the morning when the vendors are coming in and doing check-in and all of that. So I see a lot of that, and you get the feel of that, or you walk around and shop and get good deals or eat good food, whatever. But when I saw your video, I was like, wow, you really, when you see it from this angle, there is a lot going on here and that's why people come every year. That's why it's a big success. That's why vendors want to be there.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great family day. It's outside usually.
It's part of what makes Plymouth great, like things like that. What other communities have an event like that? And that's just one of, hundreds that the chamber and the town puts on.
Yeah. So great job on that. So I'm going to ask you a little fire round questions here.
All right.
Based on Dragonfly Media, but which do you prefer, waterfront or land listings?
Waterfront. I mean, I'm a beach person through and through. So.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Cinematic edits or quick social clips?
Cinematic.
Right.
Love them. They're harder, but it's so fun to show that full scope of everything.
All right, love it. Vertical or horizontal video?
We can do both, which honestly, not all drones can. Just so you know.
All right, good to know. Good to know.
But
good plug.
The horizontal really comes across in a beautiful way.
Right. For those people, blah, 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 if I could talk, those listening, and I just said vertical and horizontal video, they're like, what is the difference? Mm-hmm. Can you kind of elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, the horizontal videos are generally used for like YouTube, website videos, things like that. And then the horizontal videos are more what you'll see on social media applications, Instagram, TikTok, and things like that. Not every drone has the ability to shoot vertically for those social media posts, which obviously is just a massive part of individual businesses' marketing these days. So That's it in a nutshell.
And also, it's just another component of like that that and that you're able to do that, right? Because a lot of people are like, yeah, I want you to shoot this video. I need some aerial footage of it. Just, like I didn't know until I had started working with you guys with Velocity Media. I'm like, okay, whatever. You don't know that. You're just, most of us, I think, in any business, whether it's real estate or any business, are just kind of like, okay, I know I need to be online. How do I do this? What's the best way to do that? But the fact that you're a professional and you know what you're doing and you know what's going to work or what I need for what platform is huge. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. What is one word to describe a great aerial shot?
Not to be too cheesy, but I would say inspiring. If you get the good shot in one way or another, it's going to inspire you to some form of action, whether it's to enter that business, to reach out about that home, whether you see an 80-year-old man hiking up a mountain to get outside, it's going to inspire some type of action in you.
I love that inspiration. Oh, that's great. Where can people find Dragonfly Media?
Well, right now, you can check out my Instagram page, Dragonfly Plymouth.
Okay.
Website is in the works, Dragonfly Media Plymouth.
Okay.
And then you can just email me, call me, scream from the rooftops. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I've been impressed from like what I've seen for the past few years. So I just finally took the plunge this year and hired you myself to help bring more to, add another component to this podcast of, real Plymouth, real estate, behind the sold sign, and real people. I want to showcase more things that Plymouth has to offer. And I thought the best way I could do that is hiring you to do that. So, little plug for them because I just got my first one back and it was more than I ever imagined it could be. And I was super impressed. So I'm excited that we're going to have this partnership now and that it's not really a partnership. I'm going to pay you for it, but you're doing all the work and I don't have to think about it. I just give you an idea and then you have even better ideas to showcase it well. And I'm excited for some storytelling. So
yeah, we're excited. Well, and so grateful. So thank you.
Yeah. Our listeners out there, you're going to have to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can see what we're going to be bringing you. The first one is 55 plus communities in and around Plymouth. So I would recommend checking it out. But this has been great having you. I want to give my little key of the week that I end each episode with. And my key of the week today is marketing isn't about showing more. It's about showing better. Professional visuals tell a story that photos alone simply can't. And I thought that was like perfect for what you do and how you can help businesses showcase more and all that is around it and surrounding. So
it's so accurate. Yeah, it makes so much sense. And to be honest with you, if you give that full picture in any business, real estate or otherwise, you're helping that client, that customer to see through the process and get them to where they want to be.
Absolutely. It's been a great conversation, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you.
It shows how powerful professional visuals can be done when it's done correctly with the right people. So huge thank you to you for sharing your expertise and your insight into aerial video and storytelling.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. If you're a homeowner, agent, or business owner looking to stand out in a crowded market, this one tool can truly make a difference. Thanks for tuning in and to Sandra Sells and Tells. I'll see you next time.